Terrance Green, so he is the target of the next few days to be looked at and for Duck fans to hope for.
Yeah, he's committing on Monday, August 1st, four-star defensive lineman out of the state of Texas, kind of a guy who can play both inside and out. Should remind Oregon fans somewhat of Brandon Dorlus. Might primarily play on the interior of the defensive line, but if you want to line him up on the edge in a certain sub package or formation, then he's capable of doing that. And Oregon appears to be in a good spot with him. I talked with John Garcia recently, the director of recruiting for Sports Illustrated, who comes on both my Locked On Ducks and Locked On Pac-12 show pretty regularly, and he has just tremendous insight. He's really a great listen. I love listening to him talk every week, but he agrees that Oregon is in a good place with Terrance Green and should feel confident about it. That's not a guarantee because nothing is. It looked like the Ducks were going to get Micah Banuelos, the offensive lineman in the class of 2023. He ended up going down to USC instead. But Green is a guy who Oregon fans are hoping will jumpstart the defensive commitments, because so far the recruiting victories for Dan Lanning and this new staff, which have been numerous and certainly welcome, not just in the 2022 cycle, but looking at their first full class in 2023. A lot of them have come on the offensive side of the ball. There's some defensive backs in there. Caleb Presley, the top player in the state of Washington in next year's cycle. You've got Tyler Turner in there, who chose the Ducks over Oklahoma. Cody DeCambra, safety out of the Las Vegas area. Pretty sure he went to Bishop Gorman. There have been some defensive players, but they haven't seen the defensive line commitments come in yet. And that's kind of the next target for the Ducks on the recruiting trail, with Dan Lanning, former defensive coordinator at Georgia, of course, and Tosh Lupoy, who's been a DC at Alabama and was in the NFL and has a reputation as a great recruiter. The three names I think Oregon is looking at beyond Terrance Green, like he's first, and Oregon definitely wants to get him because he could be a good player, but you hope it will start to, start that kind of tag team recruiting in a sense, with guys like Mateo Uiagalelei or David Hicks, who's also from the state of Texas, top D lineman in the class of 2023, and Samuel Mpemba, who's another five-star edge. Those are all 3 5-stars on the defensive front that Oregon will be looking for beyond Terrance Green. But first things first, we're hoping we can get a commitment from him on Monday.